Hey there friends, it's Simon Hurley and welcome to a brand new video. Now today we are going to take a peek at the new mini ink blending foams. These are the domed foams that Ranger just came out with, and we're going to take a look at them and kind of compare them to the old foams and see what's different and my opinion on them. To be honest, I've never really tried anything else besides the regular ink blending foams just because they worked for me really well. I know a lot of people did have issues with them leaving a little bit of marks, and we're going to compare that in today's video and see if these go ahead and fix that for us. Now a little disclaimer, I do work alongside Ranger to create my product line. However, I'm not involved in anybody else's product line, nor am I receiving a paycheck to promote anybody else's product line, so this is just solely my opinion, and I wanted to get that out there before we get started. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk. Here is the mini domed ink blending foam. It comes in a pack of 10, and it only comes in a refill pack, so you'll have to buy the handles separately, and these come in a pack of 2. So this is what comes in here. I've already opened one of my packs, and here are some of the domed foams. So they seem a little bit squishy on the top. They've got kind of this thicker coating of more condensed foam down here, and then it's got this Velcro on the back, and this kind of makes it a little bit more stable to have that sturdier piece in there as well. So I just wanted to kind of analyze the foam a little bit. And then here are the normal blending foams that I used to use. So they're a little bit more flimsy on the base, so I'm assuming this is going to help when you're kind of peeling it off to make sure it stays intact. And it feels similar. I would say this one seems a little bit softer, and of course the edges on them, this one has a little bit more of a sharp edge, which I know a lot of people have trouble with getting caught, and then this one is nice and rounded, so it's going to give you a smooth blend. Alright, so I know some people get mad at me for having the tools already inked, so I've removed my foam from one of the tools. We're going to put on a domed foam onto one here, and then we will put on a regular foam. Now I've never really had a problem with these, but I find there is some certain techniques. I'll leave a link in the top right corner on a video that I did all about blending with these foams and making it really easy to do. But I found one of the things that you want to do is make sure you put it right in the center, and that's going to give it the most fair chance for blending. Alright, let's get into it with one of my favorite colors. I'm going to use Prom Queen for the blending here. It's a nice bright pink color, and it'll really show all of the flaws if there is any. Now I'm working on a piece of Simon Hurley Creates Dark White cardstock. Cardstock definitely changes the effect of your blending and how it's going to turn out in the end, and this is one of my favorite cardstocks to do so. So I'm going to start off with the normal foam that we used to have. I like to go kind of back and forth to swipe some ink onto there, and then let's tap off a little bit of excess. We'll kind of do it both the same way, and then I'm just going to go in starting right in the center of the cardstock, because this is going to be the real test, I think. And we'll kind of blend it out here. Now you could definitely see some of those lines in there. I find that when the foam gets more saturated, you get less of them, but we are starting straight out with clean foam here. So you definitely get a couple of little lines in there. Now as you go in and kind of blend those out, you totally can get them kind of blended a little bit smoother, but it's going to take a little bit of effort, right? But then if we go in with our domed foam, let's try this out. I'm actually genuinely curious because I didn't think that I needed it until, let's see. So I'm going to go into here. Ooh, that is a smooth blend. So that is really nice, I gotta say. It is totally a different feeling. You do have to get used to it. It's a little bit more, I would say like firm of a foam, but it definitely gives those really easy, smooth edges. We'll get up close here, so you can really see there's definitely some, lines in the edges here, whereas this is just pretty much completely smooth, and that's just right onto the cardstock. Alright, one thing I am kind of noticing, and this is just, a little fact, is this one, which is the original, seems to be kind of dispersing the ink out more and leaving less of the ink right on the surface here, whereas this one seems to be collecting a little bit more of that ink in the surface with the domed foam. So I think they are, a different foam surface that they're made out of, but this one definitely does work really well for creating that smooth, seamless effect because there's no edges. I really do like that, and I think I'll get good use out of it. The funny thing is I didn't think that I was gonna need this or like this, but it is kind of a game changer. Load one onto another tool here. I might have to replace them on all of my tools. I'm gonna go in and kind of do a double blend of color. So let's flip this over. This is kind of my test sheet here, and I wanna see how these colors blend together with the domed foam. I'm assuming it's gonna do really well. So I'm gonna go in here, starting off with Guppy. And like I had mentioned, it is a totally different feeling. I think with any tool you do have to get used to it. I think this foam is a little bit more grippy to the surface, but it's not like a bad feeling. It's just something that I think we're going to have to get used to as we use the foam. So there we go, blended that out, and honestly, seamless edges and no effort was given, and it's right out of the gate with the foam, which I think is really great. And then we'll go in with a little bit of Prom Queen and blend this in. And I mean, that is just effortless, and you get this beautiful blend. So there is how that blended together with the domed foam. It's just stunning and like a seamless line and then really seamless edges. And I love this because I tend to make a lot of the backgrounds like in the center of my card like this one here. And I always try to get those smooth and seamless blends, and I think these tools are going to be a game changer for me to use in the center of my cards and not have any marks with little to no effort. Now in the past I tested the other ink blending foam along with blender brushes, and I thought we would do the same in today's video. So I'm going to use the Gina K Designs blender brush with one of the tools with the new blending foam with the dome on it, and we'll see how they kind of stack up. So let's start off with the blending brush. I've been using these ones from Gina K, and I've been loving them. So we're going to go in with a little bit of Prom Queen, and I'll go into here and kind of blend this color out. And it's going to start a lot softer. That's one thing that I do love about blending brushes. I think both of these have their time and place, but I love that the blending brushes start off really nice and soft, and then you're able to go in and build up color if you want to. It takes a little bit more time, but it gives a really nice soft effect, so you could either, use this as a much softer color than it is, or really build it up to a lot more vibrancy. And of course, a really nice faded edge. Then we'll go in with the domed foam, and I'm going to go in here and kind of test out the exact same thing. I'll go in. Totally. You get that nice smooth edge there, and then if we want to, again, we can layer it up a little bit to get a darker color, and you get that intensity with little to no effort. One thing I do notice about blending brushes is I think that it kind of sits on the surface more. You're not pressing in as much with the foam. So I think you can see the texture of the cardstock more. Not a big deal for me, but I did want to point that out. But yeah, I found myself reaching for both of these tools. I just wanted to kind of compare them if you guys are only looking into getting one. But for me, I've again been using this for softer effects if I want that. And then this one I'll use on the edges of the cardstock. I find you have a little bit more control with it. And then I find you can get super vibrant colors as well, which I really enjoy on my cards. I think they really did a good job. This is the new domed foam compared to the older foam. And that like harder base that I was talking about at the bottom of the foam at the beginning of the video, I think that's going to really be helpful in making sure that it holds up over time. Over time, this foam on the tool kind of peeled apart away from the tool a little bit just because, there was no solid base to it. Whereas this one, you can barely scrunch it, and I think that's going to help it hold on to the Velcro a little bit more as you're kind of, doing that motion on the cardstock. It tended to peel up earlier, but I think this is going to help hold it. Only time will tell, but I think that's really key to making sure that it's going to last over time. And that's my opinion, so let me know your comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss another card making and crafting video like this one from me, and I'll see you guys very soon for another card making and crafting video. Have a great day. Bye!